Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Modern Family After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. This is Season 6, Episode 3, The Cold. I'm joined here for the first time by Britta and Carli.
Hello.
I meant to introduce you individually and then...
It's like Britta and Carli. Yes.
Stutter, and then I'm like, oh, well, now they're one person. And
now we have a full panel.
Yes, yeah. Full panel. As has been for the past 3 weeks, Jessie Owen.
Hey. Yeah. Hey, guys. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you were introducing me.
Yeah,
I was like...
I'm throwing it straight to the panel, because we have a lot of topics. There are 5 plots in this episode versus the typical 3 or 2. Yeah. And we gotta get right to it.
All right, guys. I'm Jessie Owen.
I'm Carli Garsow.
And I'm Britta Garsow.
Oh. And I'm Steve Kaufmann. Thank you. It took me way too long to figure out what we were doing there. But we got there. This episode is called The Cold. The Cold opens with a cold. Mm-hmm. I couldn't think of another way to say cold.
I don't think there's a virus at all.
Has anyone ever had that in a family that like everyone just has the same sickness? I think that typically happens.
Yeah, but it's usually not like 3 different ones. They were having bronchitis, vertigo, a cold. Like, am I missing any?
A lot of symptoms. It was like really intense cold. I don't think I've ever had a cold that bad where I can't walk. Yeah, like they were having trouble stumbling around.
Well, yeah, vertigo. That's some serious stuff. Like that's for a while. Like you're gonna be out for a while.
Yeah, and they said 2 days. Like drink lots of liquids, and you'll be out for 2 days. It's almost like the flu. It seemed like not so much a little cold.
No, they call it a cold. That sounds like the flu. Yeah. Anything that'll put you down. Like I've had a similar situation where like I had what I was telling people was a cold, but I just wouldn't leave the bed for 3 days.
Yeah, it's like a virus.
Something's medically wrong here. Yeah. Like, not more than just a common cold.
The cold, vertigo is almost as bad as, or if not worse than mono.
Oh, wow.
So you know how bad mono is. Yeah. Like you're out for
a long time, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, they made it into something kind of funny, so...
Oh, yeah. Vertigo, like they usually sudden vertigo, very funny. Probably the funniest thing I could think, like one of the funnier diseases I could, or not the funnier ailments I could think of.
Yeah, I wonder how many people it affects, like, because it's not that common, right?
I don't even know that vertigo is like, what's the word I'm looking for? Contagious.
Yeah, okay. It's something you have.
It's more so with the mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a condition that comes with something, probably, like a cold, right?
Maybe it's like one of those things that, you know, when you're around like a person for so long, you start getting the same symptoms. Like you know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's the same thing.
Yeah. And they all shared it.
So in this episode, Claire has it. Mm-hmm. Everyone else has gotten over it. Surpassed it. It comes back, right? I guess it came back to just her.
Yeah.
And she's got one meeting for that whole day, and she's got to go.
And but she's a trooper. Like,
I was just gonna say that, such a trooper.
Yeah, most people would have been like, no, I need to reschedule, which she probably should have rescheduled.
Now she just embarrassed herself.
If I was that sick, I wouldn't.
I almost wish it would have showed though, like what happened when she passed out, like how the guy would have reacted, like, you know.
I know it would have been really funny.
I would assume he would have just. I guess we're not having dinner.
I mean,
I'll still have dinner.
He seems like they were close coworkers, so I think that he'd actually be worried and like send her home. I don't think he would have like made fun of her or anything, but it would have been funny if it was like a complete stranger that found her or something. Like that would have been like, oh, what's wrong with you?
When she was holding on to the moving luggage cart, I thought that was just hilarious.
That was.
She's so thin. She was like being dragged.
Yeah, but she kept that phone on her ear. I would have like been holding the phone and be like, what?
I know.
Headphones.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of talking to people on the headphones. For that reason, like I feel like that's taking too much muscle memory to just keep a phone to your ear.
It's a lot simpler with just the headphones.
Just the headphones.
Who even talks on the phone really anymore? Most people text.
Well, most people use the microphone on our phone to dictate the words that we then text. It's kind of like a phone call.
Very true. Very true.
Really close to a phone call.
Yeah.
But still, like, better, like, more efficient because you're just getting the message to them quicker.
Yeah.
Technology is taking over. Pretty soon we'll just be able to like push a button on our wrist and just speak. And then what the future will hold.
Exactly.
Oh, yes. It'll all just be just chip in our brain.
Yeah.
I do like in the very first scene, she was like, oh, this is mostly Dayquil, some vodka.
I know.
And it reminded me of back when I lived in Florida, I would get sick a lot more for some reason, but that was a staple of mine that I'd call it Dayquil on the rocks. That it would be a whiskey tumbler, ice, and then just Dayquil and water.
That's so funny.
Whiskey, lemon, and honey is really good if you have a cold.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like the best. I mean, it tastes good if you like whiskey, but it like opens you up. It's kind of like a wasabi effect.
Up or no?
Or apple cider vinegar seems.
Well, you don't have to drink it on the rocks either. You can drink it just straight up.
Okay.
Like anything congestion-wise, apple cider vinegar seems to just clear me out.
I hear that's just the magical thing.
Well, it's like one shot of it and then honey and water.
I wonder what the honey does.
The honey makes it not taste like vinegar, but it's still vinegar.
Honey's good for your throat. God, if only we had these suggestions for
the dumpy.
Claire.
Yeah. I would assume she tried all these things, and it's still like those are the things that got her from not being just stuck in bed.
Yeah, that cold was attacking them, so I don't think anything would have helped.
It was spreading fast.
Systematically.
But did Lily ever get it?
They didn't talk about it.
They didn't mention. I would assume.
No, yeah.
I would assume if everyone got it,
maybe
Lily
they'll open up in the next one, and Lily's like, "I got it."
Yeah.
That'd be cute.
No, I think the way she talked to Phil, at the end, I think she had it too. Yeah. But they did not specify. My other favorite line from the teaser is a crying baby complained.
I know, that was great. I love Cam. He's so funny.
So funny.
And then,
it's hard to believe that he's like a football coach, like, because he seems like the fashion designer. And
did he talk in the past about how he played football in high school? He was like a football star. Yeah.
I like that he's not like the stereotypical.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's just.
But it's like even like when he talks about coaching, like he never really coaches. He's like, oh, the colors of this, and I'm wearing this shirt on the field, and it's like.
And by the way, get into the nickel defense and rip his head off and read that blitz. And like it's one of those things that just he reads it. Similar. I think the only other example would be Sheldon of The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, love Sheldon.
Where he just knows football because he's from Texas, and if you're from Texas, that's just religion. Football. Yeah. Like I've never met a Texan who doesn't completely understand football.
Definitely.
Even this big like nerdy kid that like he doesn't even like football, but he knows it. He knows it very well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
completely.
And then
but when he was doing like the kicking the ball thing, he was like telling him what to do, like shoulders back, whatever. So he definitely
he knows it's just
stuff.
The things in his life that are more important seem to be like fashion and looking fabulous and
loving others.
Like obviously, and being a music teacher if he could, but he can't. You know.
Yeah. Like, being a clown when he was a clown.
Oh yes. Clowning is very important.
Yeah.
Can I say that when you brought up the fact about Manny kicking the ball, I was really surprised that he wasn't better. Like, I understand not being great,
I didn't know
but
if they were saying because he was off because he was sick and like didn't make practice or something, or if that's just how he plays all the time. I was kind of confused.
No, I could see that.
I mean, it wasn't going far at all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know sometimes people kick and they miss and they might fall. Haha, whatever. But it was like every time. And even when you did, it was like you could throw it farther. It's weird.
And kicking as a position in football is all about just the pressure. Because you have to make it when you make it. Yeah. And the only way you can do that is if you just keep doing it. Keep doing it. And I think Manny was more in his head than anything else. That he's probably a decent kicker on that level. That's what I was
thinking. I didn't think he was like that all the time because I want him to be like excel at something, like sporting wise. So I hope that's not the case.
Or chess. I would assume he could be on the chess team if he wanted to.
Probably.
Because we've seen that like he just destroyed Jay.
Yeah.
And like made him want.
He's very smart.
Yeah, like he's a very intellectual person. That I'm sure he excels at a lot of stuff. But football is just not one of those things.
Yeah.
Also, I actually read a study recently that a lot of kids aren't playing football anymore.
Oh.
And they're all playing soccer now because parents aren't going to let them play because of the concussions.
Okay.
And
I was gonna say safety reasons.
for safety reasons, like American football isn't something like parents want their kids to do anymore.
I can see that, yeah.
I could see Manny being an okay soccer player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can too.
Well, I don't know. He couldn't kick the football.
Well, over the bar.
Yeah.
He could probably get it under the bar real easy.
Just across the field.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then moving on, Lily has a new friend.
Yeah, her name was Sydney.
Sydney.
She was so
Sydney
cute. I
Barrow.
thought she was really cute.
She was really cute.
I think it's adorable when kids are really smart and really young and like they can excel at like I'm like wow they're gonna be awesome when they get older. Like that's exciting. So like if I like had a child and like their friend came over, I might be like, oh, I want to push my child to be better. But you know, just like the moral of another life lesson with Modern Family, they said, you know, even though your kids aren't, you know, perfect and great at everything, you still love them for who they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like Lily is also very smart as well. It's just Sydney seemed to be a little bit more
Excelled.
Which,
which is fine because everyone learns it.
Yeah.
They're so young, so
and
everyone learns it different.
statistically, that's the friend you want your kid to have.
Yeah.
If you put your ego aside, because that was what I was always taught, is have all of your friends and colleagues be smarter than you.
Yeah, I mean,
always feel like you're not there because it'll drive
Push
you to
you.
it'll drive you to do better.
Definitely.
Yeah. It was good to see Lily with a friend because she never has friends
I'm not
around.
a big fan of Lily.
What?
Yeah,
I'm not
no.
either. I feel like they portray her as really bratty most of the time.
But
like
it's not even the bratty thing. I just don't think that she plays the bratty. I don't know. There's a certain situations where I just think that I want her to be like a little more sweet and like I feel like she's always either like making fun of her dads or like thinking that they're crazy. Like she doesn't really.
She's a snarky little kid. There's nothing wrong with her.
I'm just not big on kids in general.
It's funny you say that because I'm pretty sure this is accurate. A friend of mine told me this. I don't know how true it is, but they said, because I honestly thought Lily was the same little girl throughout the whole season and just grew up. I knew that they were twins, but I heard that they got rid of the original Lily because she was boring. She wasn't bringing, you know, the funniness to the character.
And they needed her a little older.
That's true.
Because it was a baby in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, then they just skipped to like toddler
and then they had Joe. So if they would have had like little Lily and baby Joe, they would have been so close in age that it would have been kind of.
Well, and they're
from different families,
and they just wanted an older Lily.
Yeah.
And I think it was because it had been 2 years, and they wanted just a 3-year-old that could talk a little more.
Okay.
And then I think that's what Lily was. I remember reading about this because it was one of those switches that I'm usually pretty attentive, and I missed it.
Yeah, I thought it was
the same. I thought it was the same kid.
I did too. They looked just alike.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I just like, she grew up. No, that is not an Asian joke. I'm Asian. Gosh. But no, yeah, I thought that it was the same girl. And
That's interesting. I didn't know.
And
so
to bring it back to the cold, Phil gets the video an infomercial friend of his made for the wedding, and finds out that he sneezed on the cake.
Which is so sad.
He sneezed on a couple people. He sneezed on a wine glass, and he sneezed on
like a napkin.
Yeah, a napkin. Yeah. All of which wound up on everyone's face, and then he found out that he was patient 0. So the worst cold anyone has known.
Which would be so heavy on your conscience, like.
And you couldn't have that again because he already gave everyone pink eye.
Pink eye, yeah.
Exactly.
That was. How did they do that? His eyes really looked like they had pink eye.
Pink eye obelix.
Yeah.
Wow. That's how I say things.
You can spray perfume in your eyes if you want to look like you have pink eye. I dated this one guy that wanted to get out of work, so he put perfume in his eyes, and he they got really red, and like he went into work. He's like, I can't see, and like he literally couldn't see.
Oh my goodness,
that's extreme.
The things people do to get out of work.
Seriously,
I've never gone to that extreme, but
take a page out of Mrs. Dumphy's handbook. She goes to work no matter what.
I know,
right?
I don't agree with that. If you're sick, you should just not come in the
True.
Because I don't everyone else
It depends. Because if it's like some like sinuses or something, like even though you feel bad, like go to work. Like But if it's contagious and you're going to affect other people, stay at home.
Exactly.
Or if you're gonna be useless.
Yeah.
Like I've been at a lot of office jobs where people will come in just so sick they can't do anything. I'm like, then why did you?
And then they're spreading germs as well.
Like,
so.
and beyond the spreading of the germs, like, I came here to do something.
But you can do as much as you
Yeah.
push yourself to, because like I've had those people that come in and they mope around like, oh, I can't do this, I'm so tired. It's like, okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Why did you come in? But it's like you're wasting all your energy complaining.
Yeah,
Like, come
that too.
on, and
Yeah.
you're moping around and
Like, you
walking
made
around.
it here, so you might as well
Right?
try to do something.
So Phil decides no one needs to know this. Green screen. Green screen everything.
Yeah.
I thought he actually did a good job with the video up until Luke. Luke, the last thing of Luke was so unrealistic.
No,
But
one of
the
you two
rest-
Phils in the frame.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 2 Phils in the frame.
I didn't notice.
You have a twin, Phil?
In the story with Luke laughing, it was like he was like, "When my father passed away," and then it cuts to Luke laughing. It's like, oh
Yeah, like
my
it was a bad edit.
Yeah, it
Terrible
was.
edit.
It was.
But
Good
green
skills,
screen.
but
Green screen.
Yeah.
yeah,
so
yeah.
funny. He should have like just cut that part out, like, and
could've
they would have
cropped.
never even like noticed, like, cut part of it out.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
then,
Like a pretty intense part of Jay's speech because he was talking about his father.
Or you could have this is only because I'm an editor, but you could crop it out initially and then take a part of it that's just the cake without him there. And if you take a looped part of it and left it there, no one would notice.
Oh.
I would notice.
I don't think Phil is like
Yeah.
mastermind editor. I think he's realtor of
Yeah,
the year.
Well, yeah, he's realtor of the year who's very much a hobbyist, which is how that's how I approach a lot of the tech stuff out there. It's just I don't have a lot of other I don't have a day job like realtor
Yeah.
that keeps me doing like I'm a hobbyist about tech stuff, and then ultimately, I can do that.
That's
I
good
can-
though. Yeah,
I
that's
can
perfect.
got you out of a wedding video.
Yeah.
I wish
anyone
that was
noticing.
me because I don't know how to do
I
a
don't
lot
either.
of stuff.
I wish I did too.
I like call people. I'm like, do you know how to do this?
I know.
Well, now you have my number. You know, I do a lot of editing
Really?
of just and Photoshop. I've been doing Photoshop since high school.
Oh.
Hey guys out there, if you need like work done,
I do that kind of work. A lot of silly posters putting your face on another person's body, all that fun stuff. And then our last topic, we're moving right along. Andy and Hayley, we got a bit of it at the end of last season.
I'm glad he's back.
Me too.
I really
Yeah.
like his character.
Yeah.
He's
I
also
love him.
he's also really funny in a show called Workaholics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if we're all aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most
He's
Modern
great.
Family viewers might not be aware of Workaholics.
And Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect too. He
Oh
was
yes,
in.
yes, I'm aware of that film.
Haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so good.
gosh.
I've heard. There's a lot of things people say I need to see. Like I've heard Frozen is one.
Oh yeah, it's
I
so
haven't seen
good.
Frozen yet either. She's seen
I
it.
love it.
Can we take them to see Frozen?
I know, right?
That's an important.
The last movie I saw in theaters was Hunger Games Part 2.
Oh.
So
That was-
last November, almost a year.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy in theaters.
I think that was the last thing I saw in theaters, but I watch a lot. I watch a lot of movies, like just on my TV or phone. Where I'm
That's
like,
good, though.
I watched that.
Yeah.
It's like, did you though?
Speaking of movies, I think Andy should take Haley to the movie.
I know. I think they're
I
really
like
cute.
that I would classify him, I guess, as like a dork, kind of like a little dorky, but he also has so much confidence, which you don't usually see. So I like how his character is like kind of complex in that way. And I think that it's good that for Hayley, because she always gets her way, everyone loves her, and so it's good to kind of have a little bit of rejection.
Yeah, she kind of pushes guys, like she not uses guys, but like
She definitely uses guys.
they're like
absolutely uses
pushovers. And
Yeah.
yeah. And so he's not, like he wouldn't put up with that.
Which is
So,
great.
Yeah.
That's actually a lot how I deal with it. That it's like, well, I mean, if you clearly don't like me, if you're gonna treat me that way, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'll find someone who does. But the idea that I will emotionally ruin you
I know, that was so
if we were to
great.
kiss,
That was so funny.
I can
And it
relate
was
to that.
true.
Where it's just he's such a pure, awesome person.
He is. He's great.
That just the emotion he'd put into a kiss, she'd have never felt before.
Yeah.
And then the idea that she'll never have it again. I'm just like, what?
It's also so cute how he is with Joe. He's so cute with him. When he said,
Yojo, you're aging like a president.
Yeah. No, first he said, Wojo, what's with the snow on the roof? You're aging like a president. Because he had like the baby powder on his hair.
That's so funny.
I know, it's so great.
I have to agree with you guys. I really think that, it was good that they showed his more confident side instead of like the pushover, like you said, because I think that's gonna set them up to possibly date.
Definitely.
And it might prolong. Maybe Hayley will get married.
Exactly.
Maybe they'll be into the family.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the recent episodes, it's been about her like not really knowing what she wants to do with her life. So maybe if she had like an adult relationship, that would be something positive in her life.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she'll move out with him and move out of her parents' house.
In their basement.
Yeah, maybe they'll live in the basement.
He'll move into the basement.
And then maybe Hayley will get pregnant, and then it'll just be a cycle.
Wow.
Bigger family.
I have no part in this fake relationship, but I'm feeling smothered. Things are moving too fast, guys.
There's already a baby.
Well, they're both so cute.
They are.
And they clearly want each other, but he's just kind of like he's playing games, because if you like put yourself out there, then the other person's not really interested. But if you like play hard to get, then they're like, oh,
But I
they
don't
like
actually,
the chase.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely true. I don't think he's doing it intentionally, though. I think that's just how he is. I think
he's just a confident person.
Yeah.
Confident in who he is.
I don't think he's like trying to play hard to get her eventually. He's just like, this is how it is.
If she were interested in me, she'd be interested in me.
Yeah, definitely.
That's an easy way to think. If she wanted to kiss me, wouldn't she have kissed me?
Yeah.
Like, I guess she didn't want to kiss me.
Well, she did. She did kiss him.
At the wedding.
At the wedding.
The wedding, I was like, well, I mean, there was something clearly there. That could have happened. She didn't seem into this. Okay.
She was playing games then.
She was.
She's a big game player.
I think she still will. I predict she still will.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, of course, because she didn't get rejected, but she kind of got shot down.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, no, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's like, don't be a stranger. Like, and she's like, oh, okay.
That's awkward. And she's like, yeah.
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 So, yeah, she'll definitely be back.
Yeah.
Speaking of predictions, I think we're ready to do some predictions.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Britta.
Okay, so, I kind of like talked about them, Hayley and Andy. So I definitely hope we see more of them together. I also would like Manny to improve in football. I want him to be really good at it, and I don't know, I just think that it would be good for him to do something other than something intellectual that he's used to, kind of like push his own boundaries. So I want him to see him excel at football. And also, I really hope Lily makes more friends. I really liked her interacting with a friend, so...
I was going to say the same thing about Lily. I hope she has more friends come around and we see that. And I also want, like, Phil and Claire to go on a date or something, because I feel like they're really cute and they're always really funny together. And we kind of saw it, like, that was the first episode.
Oh, wait. I have to say something. So since Halloween is coming up, they have to do another Halloween episode.
And the Halloween episodes are the best ones.
Was it the 2 seasons ago where they did the haunted house at their house?
Oh, yeah.
And everything went wrong? To date, it's my favorite episode. I love that one. So I'm hoping for a really awesome Halloween episode.
Was their favorite season. It's Claire's favorite season. So
yeah.
I think they'll definitely do one.
And when they do one, will this panel be dressed and in costume?
Oh, maybe.
Yes.
We should, maybe.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Or just whatever our Halloween costume is.
Yeah, any Halloween costume. Yeah, because they usually do them, like, really close to Halloween.
Well, yeah, Halloween's on a Friday now, so it would probably be the Wednesday before that.
Definitely.
So, yeah,
So the
soon, kind of.
Yeah, let's do it.
28th?
Yeah,
2 weeks.
Sure.
2 weeks, so the 28th-ish?
Right? 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Next week and then the week after that. Halloween is close.
Yeah, it is. Ooh, I'm not prepared.
Hold us to this, YouTube.
Yes, please do.
2 episodes from now, we will all be in costume.
Yes.
We will. But yeah, so Halloween episode, that's a good prediction. Like, they'll do something like that again. And any other characters? I don't know. Cam, I feel like doing something like the clown suit. I feel like he should do something like that again. We haven't seen him
Maybe he'll do
as like an entertainer lately. So something like that.
Good predictions, guys. My prediction is that Manny is going to stop playing football. he's going to find something that he excels in, that he can make everyone proud and himself proud.
Like his cooking, like what he already like.
Oh yeah,
really
that's true. He's
excels
talking
in.
about his cooking classes.
Well, he always talks about cooking.
Yeah, but he said, "Oh, I missed my first 2 cooking classes." So maybe like he's continuing to take them. Obviously.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll cook dinner every night, so then Jay will be excited.
That's true.
I don't know how glorious cooking
I think
is.
he's
but
cooking dinner. I think he's already cooking dinner every
Yeah,
night.
I know. I can't
they're
imagine
ordering.
either of them
But
cooking
I
dinner.
thought the bread that they had at dinner looked fantastic.
I know it did. It was just bread, but it looked really good.
It
Maybe
had
I'm
like
just
stuff
hungry.
on it.
I would love nothing more than to be a dinner guest at this house.
No, really.
Just for all the humor, and the food always looks really, really good. Everyone stole my predictions though. I think,
That's okay. We can all agree.
I think Manny and football we're probably just not going to see for the next like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
It would be funny in many later seasons if the cold came back,
That would be
because that
fun.
seems like something that'll always like cyclically come back to this family. And yeah, that's about it. I think we're gonna get a lot more Luke next week.
Yeah.
Luke in school, because that moment of like I didn't think you would get in, and he like made this face of like I think he's a person of reasonable intelligence. And
He seems like it.
speaking as another youngest of 3, like the bar's pretty high because you have to learn from everybody else's mistakes, and then that's I guess those are my predictions.
Okay, yeah.
Britta, where can they find you?
Okay, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Britta_Garsow.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Carli_Garsow.
And you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Jessie Owen. And also check out my new show I'm starting after this, Criminal Minds.
And you guys can find me at Steve Kaufmann. That's Kaufmann. I also do the Gotham podcast here in this very room on Mondays.
Oh, yeah. And rate, review
Oh, yes,
us.
rate and review
iTunes.
us. I wrote that there and then ignored it completely. Rate and review us on iTunes.
Yeah, do
and
all
on
that.
YouTube, all the things.
And we won't be here next week,
Yes.
so it's you two
We'll be
guys.
here. We'll have some other people.
Yeah,
We'll
Yeah.
see.
guests.
Sweet. Guests.
So we'll see you the following week. Is that the Halloween?
That'll be the Halloween week. The following week, we will all be in costume.
All right, we'll see you
perfect.
then.
Thank
From
you.
executive
Thank you.
producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.